Well, thanks for staying with us here on The Pulse. Today, we're interrupting our usual programming. We're bringing you live coverage of the EcoBank Journeys Habitat Fairs happening live at the Accra International Conference Center. The Pulse, as always, is brought to you by Global Communities Dignilu, affordable, safe sanitation for all. We're live on DSV channel 4 to 1, Go TV channel 1 to 5. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and myjoyonline.com for these and more. Now, let's run you through some of the top stories today before we take you back to the Accra International Conference Center. We start from the courts. The Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Godfred Yeboah-Dame, says the Speaker of Parliament has illegally procured the services of Thaddeus Sory as a lawyer for parliamentary services. Now, a letter has surfaced in the media from the PPA rejecting an application to single source Sory at Law, the law firm of Thaddeus Sory, as the solicitor on retainer for Parliament. Well, speaking to Joy News, Kweku Asante, after yesterday's hearing at the Supreme Court, Godfred Yeboah-Dame berated Alban Bagbin for what he said was a pure illegality.
I think it was a matter that was properly brought up, yes, because as I indicated to the court, the procurement of all goods, works and services of any person with public funds must be with the approval of the Procurement Authority. So it's a matter that is very important, and indeed, yes, we raise it.
In the Namagacha case, the court stated that when it comes to issues where Parliament and the AG's office has cross purposes, they can hire different lawyers.
Constitutional case, there's nothing like a person have an interest in it. What interest does the Speaker of Parliament have in the interpretation of the Constitution? So there's no interest, no personal interest of the Speaker of Parliament. And that's the point I sought to make. That indeed, when it comes to constitutional actions, the most important interest is the true and proper interpretation of the relevant provision of the Constitution. And that is it. So it's not as if a person has a personal interest in it. And if that's the case, as I indicated in some cases that I cited, it is actually a proper interpretation of the Constitution by the Supreme Court that is most important. I mean, as I said, I've always tolerated the Speaker of Parliament and his representation, even though I know it's not lawful. And of course, it is not. You see, and the point must be made. It is not an attempt to prevent the Speaker from having representation. If the Speaker wants to have a lawyer, the Speaker must procure the lawyer lawfully. And then, as I said, the Attorney General, even when he's seeking the service of a lawyer to represent the government in cases outside the country, in foreign court, goes through PPA approval all the time. Even the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, Thaddeus Sory, who was, with all respect, using the services of Thaddeus Sory, had to go through PPA approval. And I know for a fact that he has not received any PPA approval. And so he's in flagrant violation of the provisions of the law, and that is what we sought to do.
Then why did you leave? You did not raise it again. The Chief Justice came back and did not mention it again.
Well, that's up to the court. I did not quarrel with the court at all when the court decides to either defer a ruling or maybe decides not to rule on it. And of course, all rights are also reserved in us to take it up further. A breach of the PPA Act constitutes a crime. And my contention is that you cannot use a crime to defend a clear unconstitutional action by yours. So indeed, you are engaged in an unconstitutional action and you are using, with all respect, the commission of a crime to further that unconstitutionality.
Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Dame there. Let's stay a little while longer in the court. The AG has given 7 more days to file his statement of case. He's been given 7 more days to file his statement of case. I beg your pardon. In the matter of some cases filed challenging the constitutionality of the Anti-LGBTQI+ bill, the AG made an application in court asking for more time, if you recall. Now, that is ongoing and would look forward to it because the court has granted that request for 7 days for the AG to file his defense. Now, this is all on the back of the controversial Anti-LGBTQI+ bill. Now, if you recall, Richard Delasky and Amanda Doy, they are contesting Parliament's decision to pass the bill. They raise key issues about the constitutionality of this bill. Now, let's take you to Parliament. The Council of State, they are moving to mediate peace in Parliament, and that is already yielding some sort of results. The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, signaled a return in early November after meeting a 5-member delegation led by Dasibre Otu Sribo II. Now, the House adjourned indefinitely. You'll recall when the Supreme Court stayed Bagbin's ruling of declaring the Agona West, Fomena, and Memphis Central and Sum seats vacant. Now, following that has been a road of legal squabbles and petitions to get the Speaker to recall the House and restore the 4 seats. Well, the Council of State has intervened, assuring the Speaker of its readiness to help resolve the impasse. Now, away from Parliament, let's give you other stories making rounds today. With just 37 days until this year's election, constituents in the Anloga constituency, they are intensifying their calls for a fair share of the national resources. High on their list are demands for employment opportunities, agro-processing facilities, and an end to illegal mining. As the youth press for their changes, the 2 leading candidates on the ticket of the NDC and the MPP, they face off over what exactly is the best record they have to lead the people. Carlos Kaloni has been taking a look at this in his journey to Anloga on our constituency lens, and here excerpts.
For about 32 years, the NDC has dominated this constituency. Will that change this year? We don't know. But that's why we are here to speak to the constituent to understand the key issues that will inform their vote in this election.
I can see like NDC dominated for a quite long...
Since 1992?
Yeah, sure. But there are no developmental projects in our constituency. And first of all, we promised Harbour for some years now, but up to now we are not seeing anything or any change. So those are the things that we are looking forward to. Yeah, and also at least like we should have something like a tomato processing factory. Yeah, so that when our farmers harvest their tomato, yeah, they can get easy access to where to sell it and get something.
Now what they are doing, it is telling the youth that we are no more in that era. Now I vote for you, you come back and produce. So this vote we are coming to do is very crucial because just to cut a long story short, they should know that we need development.
We have to end galamsey because we the children or we the youth, we will become the future leaders, and inadequate of water and most of the things, the fishes and the most of the living things in the waters will die. So they have to end galamsey before we vote this year because it will disturb us with the youth in the future.
Okay. Apart from the galamsey, do you have any other issues of concern for you in the Anglo constituency, to be specific?
Unemployment and education. Most of the boys and most of the youth are not going to school. And some of us, we graduate, but we are still in the house. We didn't go to school yet. So we want the government to look to take the education and the unemployment into consideration.
Now the youth are looking for work. They cannot get work to do.
I could see all darkness on the streets, and we can't be in darkness.
I am using 5% of the 100%, and I've nominated all those that I've listed. And for him, he is having access to the 95%, the IGF, and the D-part, what have you. He has, look.
So you think he has failed?
Oh, he might not have failed fully, but he has failed partially.
So give us a range on the scale of 1 to 100. Where will you place him?
For him, around 46.
46. Yes. Okay. Where do you think he has performed or he has failed?
I will also not say whether he has failed or not. But when I want to mark him, he's below average.
So which mark? He's giving you about 40.
I will give him 35%.
Okay, which means in your opinion he has underperformed.
He underperformed.
And so from the Anloga constituency, this has been your constituency lens from the Volta region. I am Carlos Kaloni.
Well, the full episode of Constituency Lens airs later today, 8:30 p.m. You should make a date on the Joy News channel. Now, away from that, we are your election headquarters. And the NDC presidential candidate, John Dramani Mahama, has revealed that the party's manifesto includes 12 out of 14 proposals from Muslim interest groups, stressing that the NDC's commitment to serving all Ghanaians is key. Now, speaking in Kumbungu constituency on day 3 of his Northern Regional tour, he promised that an NDC administration will reduce the cost of Hajj, making it more affordable for Muslims across the country. Max Wababa has the full report.
On the third day of his tour of the northern region, John Mahama visited the Savelugu and Kumbungu constituencies. Speaking in the Savelugu constituency, he insisted that the NPP flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, must answer his 5 questions on the economy, stressing that is why he was brought to the NPP. The NPP flag bearer had responded to John Mahama's questions with 50 questions of his own.
This election, the main issue is about the economy. And I asked him 5 questions. He answered with some Humpty Dumpty 50 responses. And I'm saying he should forget about his Humpty Dumpty 50 questions. Just answer the 5 questions on the economy for Ghanaians to listen and understand. That's all, simple. That's all we're asking. Leave your Humpty Dumpty questions aside. Answer the 5 questions on the economy, because that is why you were brought as vice president. That is why the MPP gave you a waiver to get a party card and become their vice president. Forget about compost plants and all the funny things you're asking me. Those Humpty Dumpty questions, forget about them. Answer the 5 questions on the economy in the period that you have been the chair of the economic management team.
John Mahama said there's only one school of survey in the southern part of the country. He stressed that there are plans to build a second one in the northern part of Ghana, which will be named in honor of the chief of Kumbungu.
We'll build it in honor of Kumbunayiri so that young surveyors will come here to Kumbungu to come and get their qualification and go and work for their country.
He revealed that the NDC included 12 out of 14 requests from Muslim interest groups in its manifesto, as he emphasized that the party is committed to working in the interest of all Ghanaians. He mentioned that the future NDC government would drastically reduce the cost of performing Hajj.
These and many other things are part of the 12 points that we accepted from the Chief Imam in our manifesto. Before we wrote our manifesto, the National Chief Imam came to me with the National Muslim Conference, and they presented us a 14-point Muslim manifesto. We put 12 of those points in our manifesto, and so we are committed to implementing them. Ezu, when NDC was in government, you needed only 11,900 cedis to perform the Hajj. 11,900 cedis. Today, you need 750 million cedis to go to Hajj. Ezu, the money they are charging today, if you had put it in the time NDC was there, you'd have sent your father, your mother, your wife, your sister, your brother, your grandfather, your grandmother. You'd have sent all of them to Hajj with 750 million. Ezu. And so, NDC, it is in our manifesto. We say when we come, we're going to reduce the Hajj fare drastically so that every Muslim who wants to perform the Hajj will be able to perform the Hajj. This morning, I presented a car to the CEO of the Islamic Education Unit of GES. It is NDC that introduced the Islamic Education Unit and created English-Arabic schools. And that's how come a lot of our people decided to begin to send our children to school. NDC alone has built 195 Islamic schools all over the country.
Away from the camp of the NDC now to the NPP, the NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia says his decision to introduce a women empowerment fund instead of a bank is premised on the difficulty people go through to access funds from banks. According to him, the empowerment fund will have flexible terms of accessing the money rather than a bank where women will have to go through tedious scrutiny. Addressing stakeholders at Sankore in the Asunafo South constituency, Dr. Bawumia noted that women traders will only need their Ghana card to access funds.
Usha nananom ye beshishe adia ye friend of Women's Trade Empowerment Fund. Sano ye de sika in terms of soft loans be ma ejadifo. na enye bank na ye hihye no we enye bank na ye ma me no bebre o se ko banka o muntumi nko mo se be kiro we a o muntumi kiro sa Women's Trade Empowerment Fund adia ye be bisa o se fabra na be ji usika no e yo Ghana card eno anu no o Ghana card na be hwe na ye di sika no ama o enti e be ye easy kra ama obia na o mo timi epija omo ejuma no omo businesses no na yetimi akọ na yie.
He appealed to electorates in the Sunafo South constituency to change their skirt and blouse voting pattern and vote the MPP at the December polls to better policies and development.
No, Seria, Mekano, baby, Osono Ginano, Ohala Nebagina, and Yemi Guana Meko. Now, meaning say, Sunafo South. Baby, I yet to aba. You win presidential election, but parliamentary no. Ohona ding mai. Enti afi we there. Me pese munjai skirt and blouse no. Na yen too straight. And yes sir, yen too straight. Mudi sankore ha. Me pese me share mo boss Mudi Frank Adusi Kuba. Mede obi a ofiri sankore ha ebe shema baimo amamo. Mede obi a ofiri sankore ha ebe shema baimo amamo. Enti mamum paba monto abano ye nyina ya gina number 1 Frank Adusi Kuku. Dusi monto abano Emano na monto bano Emma Dr. Baumia. Yeah, number 1. Bedamasi. Yamishira Wina.
Well, that's how we wrap up the news updates. Let's take you back to the Accra International Conference Center. My colleague MFA Kusiadeti is on standby to just give us a wrap of what is happening there, because we are expecting that a lot of patrons will be trooping in. MFA, tell me more.
Of polls today, and thank you, Faustina, right there in the studio. Now, today we focus our conversation on the 2024 EcoBank Joy FM Habitat Fair. You know this already. We've been doing it almost every year, but this year is even more special. Why? Because we're trying to have you own a home, own a house at a very affordable one. And so when you think home, you think quality and you think affordable as well. So today we're going to be talking about how to build a house and make it a home in a very difficult economy. I'm not asserting that we're already in a difficult economy, but as the popular saying goes, if you know, you know already. Now, let me tell you how we brought this to you. A special acknowledgement for our sponsors. The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is in partnership with EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and powered by the Plan City Extension Project from Cities and Habitats, Rent to Earn, and sponsored by Elegant Homes, where quality meets value. Safety and home solutions. You think of a door, we have it. We also have G&J Technical Services, G&J the generator people, Devtraco Woodlands, a master planned gated city, DPS Pipes connecting you to life, Home World Building Supplies. Let's build together. Global Lighting, your solution to quality lighting. Superlock, you deserve the best. Everlast UPVC windows and doors, the right choice for windows and doors. Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough. Lash Fortune Limited curtains for papa, be luxuriously perfect. Built Freeze solar hybrid air conditioners, superior cooling with energy. DBS Roofing Industry, your roof experts. Virtual security, complete security solution. Yobent security doors, protecting lives and properties. Clifton Homes, beautiful homes, wise investments, and also Tino Solutions, the renewable energy experts. Now, the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. Get a house, make it a home. Now let's help you get a house and make it a home in this very difficult economy. And today I'm going to be talking to Bright Atep, and he is part of the marketing team from DPS Pipes and Plastics, and also a very popular brand that you know, the Lakeside Estate. We have the marketing manager here as well, in the person of Isaac Intiama. Good afternoon and welcome, gentlemen. Any of you can have the microphone.
Good afternoon.
How has it been so far?
Yeah, it's been wonderful.
It's been wonderful.
Yeah, it's been wonderful.
Have you had customers coming in complaining about their pockets already?
Yeah, definitely. Everybody has a challenge when it comes to money.
Yes.
So one or two complain about the level of capital they have for whatever investment they are interested in.
Okay. And I'm happy because that's why we're having this conversation, so that people will not freak out when they hear that you must build a house, because we're sure that by the end of this conversation they can think of a home and they can think of affordable homes as well.
Yes.
Let me also talk to Lakeside Estate. You're quite a brand that I know, Lakeside Estate.
Very well.
Well, so tell me, how's it going today for you?
It's going so far. I mean, this year's EcoBank Habitat has been one of the days that we've been waiting for, and we finally here at the Accra International Conference Center. And you rightly said, the economy, it's a bit, so people are thinking of, if I'm going to come here, I know I'm going to get a good deal, so why don't I come in here? Let me see the companies that I'll be able to get an offer from.
Yes.
We come to housing. I mean, housing is one of the big discussions in the country. When you think of anything else aside school, aside feeding the family, housing is one of the things that you need to think for. So today's discussion is actually going to help people to be able to take their decision, especially when you're going into Christmas, they're going to get a good deal from this fair.
Okay, let me start with the Lakeside Estate. Is there anything as such like an affordable home at all? In building a house, is that a realistic conversation to have, that we have affordable building of a house?
Affordable is relative. I mean, but if we want to look at it from the Ghana Real Estate Developers Association perspective of defining an affordable home, they say that an affordable home is a house measuring about 45 to 80 meters square and not more than $60,000 US. So if you have a price of a house within that range, then you can call it affordable. And Lakeside, we are happy to be one of the developers that is providing a home within that range. And this is targeted towards the middle to the middle income class, so that they could be able to, house their family, give shelter to their family, and upcoming families as well, and young individuals and young professionals. So affordable is relative, but I believe that Lakeside, we are in that space providing that type of house as well as other houses as well.
All right, so let's start with the house. And Bright, I'll come to you shortly, because we must find the land and start building before we get the pipes, right? Okay, so let's start with the house and trying to build a house and making it a home. Where do we start on the chain, on the value chain? Where do we start?
So building a house is different from making a home. Building a house is just trying to get a secured house for you and your family. That is it. Building a home goes beyond just that. Where you add on, you see, there is something we call self-belonging, where you bring all the family together, the love, the feel, the ambience, creating that form of, when you enter into the home, you say that, I am welcome home. That is where you come to relax after a hard day's work. So building a home is basically trying to make sure that the family is well okay, the family is well protected, because security is one of the things that you consider when you are building a home. Because I can put up a structure, it can give me shelter, but I ask myself, am I secured? Somebody else, anybody else can jump in and then, do whatever it thinks. But when we talk about building a home, making sure that the family is well secured, they have all the comfort, the lifestyle living that they are looking for. They can go out, come back home, and they feel welcome. So building a home is quite different from building a house. But if you want to look at starting from scratch, then you know that you need to go beyond from the grassroots. Because building a house is just putting all the pieces together, from construction, the civil engineering work, getting a land, getting even an architect, getting in a developer to come and build for you, or you're going to build it yourself. So it's a holistic structure. You put all the pieces together and to make it a house.
What's your best foot forward in starting to build a house? That should you hire the services of an expert, or should you start if you have the knowledge about it? Which one is more affordable in building the house before we turn it into a home? Building the house, yes.
Okay. I would say that as an expert in the industry, the best thing to do is to deal with a professional. The problem we face is that most people will want to do things by themselves, which obviously is one of the ways you want to cut down your costs when you want to build a home. But you ask yourself, is it practical? Do you have the knowledge of a surveyor? Do you have the knowledge of an architect? When the engineers start talking about, meter cubes and 16 rod, trying to make the beams and the columns and, the loads, will you be able to have that technical know-how to understand that, okay, this type of house that I am building, this is how much iron rods that needs to go inside? Do you have the technical know-how to even engage an architect on the design? Because you can't just get up one day and say that you start drawing a floor plan on a line.
Okay.
You need to translate it from the architectural drawing onto the land. The scaling, are you aware of the scaling? Do you know the spot height? There are a lot more that goes into it. So my advice as a professional in the industry, I would say that building a house, you need to involve an expert.
Right.
You need to even go through the municipality where you need to apply for your permits. Do you have the right processes, the technical know-how, how you go about it? You go through after getting your permit. Now you come to the site. You get a quantity surveyor. He tells you how much quantity of materials you will need to be able to build, for example, say the substructure.
Yeah.
So dealing with an expert actually helps you, and then it gives you the credibility of the structure you are putting up.
Let me let you take a moment and let me go to Bright.
Sure.
Right, so DPS, a very popular brand, people believe in the brand and all of that, but tell me the role of plastics and the pipes in building a house particularly. Before, I don't know anything about it and I want to know so that I can inculcate it in my building.
Okay, we represent safe water, as DPS stands for durable, premium quality and safe pipes. So in putting up a home, you need safety, as my brother rightly said earlier. And safety doesn't only come when it comes to security of guarding the house, but also when it comes to water. It is also important. And a house cannot be made a home without water.
True.
Yes. And not just water, but safe water. So it is important to consider that in me planning to put my house together and making it a home, sources of water, which ones am I considering? Am I going to drill? Am I going to gather rainwater? Or I'm going to take it from public? That's the Ghana water we know. Good. And then for water security, you need to consider all three together, so that at a point in time, when you don't get one, you may get the other. And not all lands are also considered better to drill. Yes, I had that experience this year. Yes, when I went to Obuasi, okay. I was educated on things like that. So you need to plan your home. Secondly, when it comes to the laying of plastics, that's the pipes. They all have different functions. You don't just go in for any type of pipe and then lay it. You have troubles tomorrow. So
at what stage of the building would I have to think about the plastic, the pipes?
At the planning stage.
At the planning stage, where it will mean the acquisition of the land, or when you have started doing the land?
Drawing.
Okay.
When you have started drawing, when you have started gathering money,
okay,
yes, and all that, you need to consider plumbing. A lot of people consider plumbing when the building is up there, before they start chiseling the walls, which sometimes affects the structure in a way. Yes, I was having a discussion with a woman yesterday who wanted to purchase some pipes, and then he said, according to the plan, they were not supposed to put the pipes in the wall, but they were going to create a space where the pipes will be laid for future maintenance. So if you want to consider tomorrow's maintenance, little hitches here and there, yes, you need to do a lot of planning into your pipes. You need to lay maps so that people finish the whole thing without considering a plumber and then later he said, "Oh, I want to install a 6 feet bath into a small space." Sometimes you sit on your washroom and then there's no space for you to put your leg. The whole space is cornered. It's because the person didn't plan the plumbing from day one. The person decided to finish the entire building before getting a plumber to lay the pipes.
And clearly, afterthoughts are expensive than when it is part of the plan, right? Yes. Okay, so that we don't commit that mistake again, let's go back to the builders then. And so let's start with location. Does location contribute to the type of house you're building and also making it a home? Because then you mentioned that in making it a home is the add-ons, the additions of what you're putting in what you've built already. So let's talk about location.
That is very true. In landed property, there is something we call location. For example, if you want to buy any item, you want to look at what is the best criteria I should use in my choice of the item that I'm going to buy. In landed property, in construction, in building, location is the first choice. The second choice is location. The next thing is also location.
Why?
The reason we say that is that location is the very first key factor in determining a home or in determining a property for yourself.
Okay.
Because the location is a very key determinant in the type of property you buy. That is why sometimes you see people in the past, or let me say some years back, everybody wanted to live in East Legon. You ask yourself why. Now everybody wants to live in East Airport. Everybody wants to live in Airport residential area. So that location factor plays a significant role in the type of house, because in most of the cases, the location will tell you the type of properties that are surrounded within the neighborhood, the kind of infrastructure they have, the kind of utilities. Do they have internet services? Do they have access road? Can they easily get access to transportation? Believe me, you can go and live in a particular location. Your cost of transportation alone may be about maybe 1% of the cost of the house a year. But you can also choose to live in a location. Your cost of transportation is very minute, because there is a walking distance probably from your home to your office, or a very limited distance from your home, just one vehicle you get to your office. So location is a very key determinant in property selection to make it into a home. Now, when you talk about different locations in defining the home, making it a home, some people will prefer living close to green, serene environment.
Yeah.
Now, you will want to find yourself living in a home where, when you get up one day, you embrace the ambience, you embrace the breathtaking environment, you embrace the view. All those things add up to the value of the property and transforms it into making it a home. You can decide to choose a location. When you get up one day, all you hear is honking and hooking of vehicles. Somebody making some noise. I don't want to mention any names though, but I believe you get the point where I'm trying to come from. So location is a very key determinant in selecting a property and making it into a home. If you go and live in a location or a neighborhood where there are a whole bunch of thieves, people coming in, trooping in here and there, your family is not safe. Let's assume you have kids as low as 5 years of age. You are putting the life of these young ones at risk. The neighborhood that they find themselves in, what kind of people do they live with? What kind of friends are they going to make? They all influence their lifestyle and their way of living. So in making a home, you consider all these factors.
So in making a home is point number 1, location. Point number 2, location. Point number 3, location. I see. Let's go to Bright. Right, so something is recurrent here. Location. You mentioned it slightly because then you need to know whether you're going to be drilling. One. Yes. You need to also know whether you're going to connect them from Ghana Water Company, yes, right? And then the third point you mentioned was what?
Rainwater. Drilling.
Yes, drilling, rainwater, or the natural source, I should say.
Yes.
And then Ghana Water Company. Which one of this? I'm here for the affordable one. because of the economy. That's the whole reason why I'm sitting here. So which one of these three can I think or can I recommend for the viewer watching today that by the time we're done with this conversation, they'll note it down and say that when I take this option, it will help me, especially in this hard economy. Which one do you recommend? And I'll say three, all the three.
When it comes to water, you should be looking for affordability.
Right.
You should be looking for safety and security.
Okay.
So your area where you are staying, if rainwater is very scarce, and then Ghana Water brings you water once or twice in a week.
Every other month. Yeah.
So you consider drilling.
Okay.
And then and
so
drilling,
does the location matter then? Because there's some locations you possibly cannot drill. Can you drill?
That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't be considering affordability at all.
Okay.
You should plan for the three, and if possible, implement 2 out of the 3.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So by installing rain gutters, that will collect when it's raining season, can collect water for you, stored, and then you can reuse those water or refine them and then reuse them for other purposes.
Okay.
If you can build a water treatment plant, yes, in your home, people have it. They have simple method of installing these things.
Okay.
You don't need. It's not complicated that much.
Okay.
Yes.
So for this technique, shall we go for the services of an architect, or we should still come to DPS for you to be the ones advising the plan in the beginning stage? Because we're at the beginning stage. What should we do? Should we leave it for the DPS company because it's your expertise in putting it in the plan, or the architect has to draw it in there? Then we bring it to you to interpret.
Yes, the architect. You need an architect to put these things. That's why you need to know what you are building.
Okay.
You need to know what you want.
Okay.
So you tell the architect, this is what I'm looking for, and then the person adds it to the plan.
Okay.
Before you start, you don't modify the house because the economy is very tough already.
Okay.
So
let me ask the question again.
Okay.
Is it that when I have the plan of house that I want?
Okay. You have the plan.
Then it informs me the type of pipes I would use, or I need to decide the types of the source of water that I want to put in the plan of house that I would build.
You need to do the two.
Okay.
You need to do the two. Yes, you need to decide on where your water source will be coming from.
Okay.
And then that will also inform the types of pipes.
All right.
That you will need to buy.
Okay.
And some of the pipe with the drilling, you don't need to do the considerations yourself.
Okay.
Yes. The drilling company will do that. They will bring the pipes that you'll be using to do that. Yes. Okay. And then you have to insist that DPS has the best quality pipe that can give me safe water.
Okay.
So make sure that the pipes you are bringing to my house are from DPS. That is one. Secondly, the pipes that will be installed within the household that will channel the water to the various areas of the house. Yes, has a different types of also pipe that does that, which is the pressure pipes and then the sewage pipes.
Okay.
Yes. So, like the human system, that's how a house or a home should be.
Okay.
Something goes in, something comes out.
Okay.
So definitely, water comes in. You use the water. The wastewater need to leave the house easily and then safely. And in doing that, you need good system to do that. Good pipe and good installation.
Okay.
You can buy the best pipe, but when you don't seek the expert advice in the installation, they may do a bad work.
Okay.
And you blame it on the pipe. When you use the wrong pipe for the right work, it will not work. So make sure you use the right pipe for the right way.
Okay. Are there types of pipes?
Yes.
There are.
Yes. Even with the pressure classes, we have different pressure classes for the water system. So you make sure that you are using the right pressure pipe for your work. Other than that, when you go and buy something that is substandard, you keep repairing leakages all the time because they will keep bursting when the pressure goes high. And then people want certain level of pressure.
Okay.
If you want hot or cold water, DPA has the PPR pipes, which is normally the green pipes you normally see recently around. they transport hot or cold water
in the same pipe to come through like
yes.
Okay.
So in the installation it is the expert or the installer that you have to tell that, okay, I'm looking for cold water, that I'm going to install a certain system that will provide me with cold water or hot water, which the Ghanaian environment we are comfortable.
So you have just given me one type of the pipe. I will go to
I've given you 2.
Let's stay. So 2.
Yes.
First
that's
one
the pressure
is pressure
pipes.
So if I came to you and I said I wanted pressure pipes,
yes.
you know what to pull out for me?
Yeah, I know what to give you.
Okay. We don't want to assign amounts to it yet. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So pressure pipe and then the PR.
The PPR pipe.
The PPR pipe.
Yes.
Okay.
If you are considering borehole or the drilled water, water supply, you will be considering HDPE pipe.
Okay.
Yes. And as I said earlier, that the one drilling or the drilling company is the one who is supposed to do that for you.
Okay.
Or if you have a personal installer, a professional,
okay.
who will be doing the installation, and that's why we use to draw the water deep from the ground to your house.
Let's bring the conversation home. So these 3 types that you have mentioned, which one of them can we afford in a difficult economy?
You can afford all.
We can afford all.
Yeah, you can afford all.
So it looks like for the pipes, you have to really choose. You have to really forget the cost of it and choose the one that is quality, no matter what, and that work for you as well.
Yes, use quality, and with the quality, the affordable ones in the market. And that's what DPS we offer.
Okay.
We give you the right standard because we are ISO certified.
Okay.
With all our products. GSA certified, that's the Ghana Standard Authority certified. So with our pipes, they are very durable.
Okay.
They are safe. And with that, we still give you affordability.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And don't go for lower standard pipes. I keep saying because people keep bringing up issues relating to the pipe has burst. And yes, and when your pipe bursts in your house, one, when there's a leakage, there's a cost for repairs. 2, there's additional cost to whatever you have done, and there's stress on you because anytime the water is on, the house is leaky.
Okay.
And the whole place is flooded.
Okay.
So you are frustrated, there's cost, and there's time. You have wasted time and all that.
Okay.
So you need to get the right pipes for that.
Okay. Let's go to Isaac. So it looks like the pipes are non-negotiable. Let's see if we can negotiate on the land.
I wanted to actually add on.
Okay.
See, in building a house, now what we the builders do, something we call sustainable construction. What do I mean by sustainable construction? Something that you should consider into the future at the early preparation in building a home. Don't wait to do it later. It is better to do it now. Because you are thinking of 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. A house can last you, depending on whatever house you are building, it can last you years.
Right.
Some houses can last for 40 years, 50 years before they get demolished and be rebuilt. So once you are building that type of product, you should look at doing something sustainable. If you think of, you want to save costs, you rather end up incurring more costs. So you do the needful at the early stage, because you see, building a house is different. It's a product that, like I mentioned earlier on, you put all the pieces together, and then you do what? You make it into a comprehensive product to be used.
Okay.
So some of these things are non-negotiable.
Let's go back to the other ones that we can negotiate. So we started with the location as the first step. Where are some of the most affordable locations in Ghana now?
Talking about affordable locations, I mean, for example, Lakeside Estate. We are located in the heart of Adenta municipality, sharing boundary with Adenta Housing now, East Legon Hills, and Ashalibotwe and Ajingano.
Okay.
We are one of the locations within the city that are affordable, because it will be difficult for you to get a property within the close to the central business district at the price that we will sell for you. So, especially in this particular economic circumstances, you're looking at spending a budget on a housing. The most important thing you need to look at is your financing, because making a house into a home in this particular economic time can be very challenging. And you need to be able to kind of, utilize on your unique resources you have available to be able to make it into a home. Because the kids will love to have a very beautiful home.
Absolutely.
Mommy will always want to also cook. When husband comes into the house, he feels that I am coming back to the house.
Okay.
So you look at your financing options available to you so that you spend on the things that are most important. Because some of the houses or some of the home you can spec. I always say that I can build a house 10,000 USD or 100,000 Ghana cedis. Somebody can also build that same house 2 million cedis.
I agree with you, and I'll let you hold your horse on that. And then we'll go for a quick break when we come back. But before we go for that quick break, I'd like to tell you about Tino Solutions. Now, big savings with Tino Solutions Limited right now. And we're offering an incredible 25% discount on our premium solar energy system. There's never been a better time to make the switch to clean, renewable energy. Power your home or business with the latest in solar technology. Save big on energy bills. This limited time offer won't last long. Yes, it will not. So take advantage of our 25% off sale and join thousands who have made the move to a brighter, greener future. You can call Tino Solutions on 020-700-2645, or you can visit the website www.tinosolutions.com, and you can also find them on all social media handles. We'll be back shortly. Do stay with us. Welcome back to The Pulse right here from the Accra International Conference Center. And today we're talking about the EcoBank 2024 Joy News Habitat Fair. Today we're talking also about how to build a house, make it into a home in this very difficult economy. And I've been talking to Bright from DPS. I've also been talking to Isaac, and he is the marketing manager for the Lakeside Estate. We were on where and how we can get an affordable one. But all this conversation is quite daunting for a young person out there or whoever even wants to own a home. Are there any, facilities? Is there a way I can really still own a house and maybe in the future I'll turn it into a home because of the add-ons? Is there a way we can do that?
Yes, that is possible. We all believe that we are in a very difficult situation. One thing I always advise people, especially the upcoming, because Lakeside is one of our key target market is the upcoming individuals and then upcoming couples, or like a young couple or a family. So if you are in that category of group of people who want to own a home, especially at this time, what I always advise is that prioritize your needs over your wants. This is the moment you don't need to look at all the luxury. This is not the moment for you to look at all the nicest and the beautiful things that you want to have in your home. Like you rightly said, you get your home, you get your house, you can transform it into a home every day by day, because it is a continuous thing that you do to be able to build that home you want where you find comfort. So at this particular moment of our economy, you look at what do you need? What is your purpose of purchase, or what is your purpose of owning a home? Are you buying a house because you feel it is time for you to move out from home? You turn big boy, or now you have family, so you're growing, so it's time for you to be on your own. At that point, you consider what is the most pressing need in getting a home, rather than looking at what you want. The other thing that you need to also consider is to simplify things. Most of the time, we do get clients, they come over, they want to buy a house, they want to get a home from themselves, they want to customize, because we give that flexibility for people to be able to customize to suit what they want.
Okay.
Because we build certain standard of house, or we build certain types of houses. So some customers want to have it a bit escalated, modified, change certain things, one here and there and all that. At this particular time, if you are thinking of owning a home from Lakeside Estate, you should look at simplifying things. Simplicity.
Okay.
You look at things that can be able to provide you the basic need you want in a home, so that you keep on escalating it when the economy becomes better. Because at this point of our life, or in these economic circumstances, I know there are 1 million things on your mind you want to have in your home.
Are you a mind reader?
I'm not a mind reader though, but you know,
I do.
it is an industry trend because the building industry is transitioning every year by year. There are so many materials we use in our construction. There are so many finishing materials that are also coming up. If you want to really look at tastes and preferences, you might escalate your budget beyond what you budgeted for.
Okay.
So what we advise at this point is that consider your needs, simplify things, get a home, so that once you provide shelter for the family, then you consider making it into a home year on, and year on.
Should I have a budget, or should I just, build as and when, as I go?
You should have a budget. A house is one of the most products you ever buy in your life, or you ever build in your life. Because growing up, you might be living in your mom or your daddy's house. You will get to a point you need to live. Even the Bible says that a man will one day leave his mother and father and be united with his wife.
Right.
So when that point comes, you need to have a budget. And in creating your budget, you need to look at what you need at that moment. Then what kind of budget do I need to have? You need to look at your financial options. Glad that now of these days you can use your tier 3 as a collateral to secure a home, or you can use it as a deposit to buy a house or to build a house, where you use your pension tier 3 as a collateral. So you look at all your financial options. When you have all your financial options in place, then you need to look at, okay, what kind of house do I want? Does it fall within my budget? If it is beyond my budget, then let me look at alternatives.
Okay.
Because you always get to that point where you need to look at what are my options available. When you have your options available, then you weigh them. When you weigh them, okay, A can fall within my budget, but that is not really what I want. But it is what you need at that time.
Right.
So once that falls within your budget, then you can put some considerations in place so that you'll be able to have a house to yourself and the family.
Okay, let's go to Bright. Bright, so do I need to gather all my money before I can get some of these quality pipes, or there's a way I can be buying it and paying small? I want to get the quality pipes of DPS, but I'm mindful of the economy. So what's the option for us?
Okay, I've advised people who have come through that sometimes you need to buy the items when prices are down.
Okay.
Like now, the prices are, I know after December, prices will start rising again.
Okay.
Yes. The inflation is not stopping now. And then you need to prioritize essential items if you want to consider affordability. Yes. And then one thing is pipes doesn't expire in a short time. They are another class of consumables. Yeah, they can last up to 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So the little money you have, get some pipes. Since you have planned everything and you know the classes of pipes, you know what you are using. The little money you get, buy some and store.
Okay.
Next time you have another money, you buy another set and store. The fittings, the pipes, they won't spoil.
Okay. Does it not require a special form of storage?
No.
It doesn't?
Just avoid the sun with the PVCs.
Okay.
Yes, because those pipes, you need to be hiding them when in the building and all that.
Okay.
Yes. So as far as you have a structure.
Okay.
And then thieves will not be coming for them. Yes. Store them.
Okay.
And then when price rises, you are safe.
If I have a plan and I'm setting the type of pipes I want as it is in the plan, I can come to you, stop paying until, okay.
Yes, you can pay and even take your pipe home.
Okay.
Yes. And then you buy on as time goes. The later, you buy on. When it's time for installation, you don't need to raise an entire budget for the entire piping system.
Okay.
Where it's going to cost you volume of money.
Okay.
Yeah, so for now, I can buy 5 pipes, buy it, save it. 10 pipes, buy it, save it. And every stage has certain pipes you may need, from conduit to pressure. The conduit is used for the electrification systems where they pass the cables through. Yes, those types of pipes you can buy and save it, so that when they are casting concrete, maybe you may lay power through the floor. You don't finish and start digging again to lay those pipes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it makes the building easy and affordable for you.
Okay. Okay. Right, you can only get this tip here at the Habitat Fair. You won't get this tip anywhere. But currently, Lakeside Estates, are you planning on some discount sales? What's happening? Let me take the advantage and direct my friends watching us here to.
Of course, this is the time you need to grab it.
Yes.
We say that grab and go.
Right.
Right now we're doing a special package called the retirement home.
Okay.
Because we believe that a lot of people are getting towards their retirement age, and sometimes they get there before they start thinking of, okay, I don't want to live in where I used to live again. I want to live in a place that I can focus on my health, having a lifestyle experience, living in a serene environment with a peace of mind and all that. We're currently building the Lakeside Hills, which we launched about 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
And it is a community for such class of people.
Okay.
And even the upcoming families as well.
Okay.
What we intend doing is that as you age, your needs goes more into your health. The things you need to prioritize on is your health. And we have built the Lakeside community in such a way that you have all the facilities around you when you are aging.
Okay.
You have the hospitals, you have the pharmacies, you have the groceries. We even have a special cases, the cancer hospital. We have one of the best cancer hospitals in West Africa, the Sweden Ghana Medical Center, situated in Lakeside Estate. And this is one of the areas that we look at, not just building a house, but you add on all these amenities so that your customers or your audience living within the community can be able to leverage on these services. Because as they age, they will be focusing more on that area of their life.
Okay.
You will see them doing exercise. So we build a sports complex as part of the community so that you can go out, exercise, play tennis, so that you engage yourself in a physical activity.
Okay.
You don't always live in the house and you are bored, and the kids will go to school, everybody will leave you, children will leave you, because at that time they are focusing on taking care of their kids as well.
I understand.
So at that point you want to focus more on your health. So we have a package for that group of people and the upcoming, and we are giving 10% discount on all sales for that package.
I like the sound of that. Till when?
To December.
Nice. That's perfect.
To December.
Thank you.
We are giving that discount for all our audience.
Okay. Let me take your final words as well. Right.
Okay, I want to speak to the construction industry and then the installers, that's the plumbers. If you are listening to me right now or watching me, you can pass through our stand. We have a special offer for you till the end of the year. Yes. And then
good news.
Yes. We know that the system is difficult. Yes. And then with the construction industry, as I said earlier, you can store the pipe. So you can do the entire estimate. Come to us. Okay. Let's sit down. Have a good discount on the overall system that you are buying. Yeah, from pipes to fittings. Yes. You either take it away or you come for it when you are ready. Or in badges.
This is also till when?
The end of the year with the construction industry.
I like the two of you. You're very kind.
You asked something which I don't want to add.
Okay.
With regards to, do I need to get all my money before I come and buy?
Like put it in the Ghana must go and carry it come to you.
You see, building a house or buying a house is a process.
Okay.
You start, like my brother said, you start from somewhere. With us at Lakeside Estate, we are one of the best companies in Ghana that gives you that flexibility for payment.
Okay.
You can put a deposit 25% to 30% to 50%. Then you pay the rest gradually.
Okay.
We have packages that even if you don't intend moving into the house now, maybe you consider moving in the house in maybe 3 years time. Just come, look at the project we're doing at the Lakeside Hills. Start paying towards the house. Anytime you are ready, we will be ready for you as well.
Oh, that's amazing. That is amazing.
Anytime you are ready,
yes,
we will be ready for you as well.
Thank you.
And this message is going all out to Ghanaians. Those in the diaspora who want to come back home, they are thinking of, coming to settle back home and all that. We are saying that come to us, see our development. Pay towards a house. Whenever you are ready, we will be ready for you.
Thank you so much, Isaac.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you so much, Bright, as well. But let me tell you why you have to go to DPS. We're going for a quick break. But before that, are you looking for reliable piping solutions? Look no further than DPS Pipes, your premium source for top quality PVC, HDPE, and PPR pipes, which we've just been learning here today in the conversation. Renowned for its durable premium quality and safety, DPS Pipes offers the perfect piping solution for any project, whether it's residential construction, mining, or industrial. With a steadfast commitment to excellence, DPS Pipes ensures you receive only the best in piping. Don't settle for less. Don't say the economy is hard, so you're settling for less. Experience the best standard in piping with DPS Pipes. DPS Pipes Ghana boasts of a state-of-the-art production facility located on the Spintex Road, Coca-Cola down in Accra. But for more information, please call us on 0543 662 727 or 0244 067 324. Thank you so much, and you can visit their Facebook page as well, DPS Pipes. DPS Pipes, connecting you to life. Do stay with us. We'll be back for more. Hi there, welcome back to The Pulse, and we're coming to you live from the Accra International Conference Center, where we are hosting all of you at the EcoBank 2024 Joy News Habitat Fair. When you come here and you're thinking of home, rest assured that you're going to walk home very much satisfied with the options here. Right now, let's go back to our conversation of how to build a house, turn it into a home in this very difficult economy. And I'm joined by Mr. Johnson Apia, Deputy Head Marketing at the SIC Insurance PLC. I am also joined by Emmanuel Tay Ado, Electrical Wiring Unit at the Energy Commission. Good afternoon, gentlemen, and thank you for joining us today. Yes, I go to you, Johnson. Yes. How's it been so far? Okay, to think that insurance is an intangible thing, most of the time it's very difficult to get people to understand the essence of insurance. So after I have thought about my house, after I have envisaged how I'll turn it into a home, what role will insurance play in this?
Insurance should be the first thing that should come into your mind as far as any valuable is concerned. Once you have a property, the first thing is, how do I secure it? And it is insurance. And of course, when we talk about insurance, SIC, established in 1962, SIC is the go-to place. And we say come for insurance because anything worth it is worth insuring. Once you get any property, it costs a lot, 100,000, 200,000 or $1 million property, you need to insure it so that if anything happens, you are covered. And SIC covers all this.
Okay, I'll stay with you, Johnson. So at what point should I be concerned about the insurance? Is it the acquisition of the land stage? Is it when I hear there's a term called the lentil level, or when I am at the roofing level, or when I'm wiring, which I'll be going to Emmanuel a little later about. Should I finish building and I come to SIC, or you start with me?
Yes, primarily that is it, not the lentil level. We could help other firms through the process, but most of the time we want the finished product, and then once the house is there, then we come in. You can insure the house itself or the contents. If you are not the land owner, the house owner, you can insure just the contents. So a lot of people just think that I don't have a home, I am just renting. But I have to quickly mention to them that you need to insure the contents, all the valuables. You can even have some gold and other things. They are exclusively listed and insured.
Okay.
So the contents are also a prime part of insurance.
If you run a business, should you insure your equipment and all of that?
Yes, there is a lot you can insure. If you are a business entity, then even you can even come in for public liability.
Okay.
If anybody comes there and get injured, if there's a playground around or anything that happens and you are at liberty to pay, you are liable, then insurance will come in and we will pay for you.
Okay.
So it goes a long way to support you when you have any property.
Okay. I'll go to Emmanuel, and when I come back to you, let's talk about the type of insurance that are available for homeowners if you have acquired the property and you want to insure it. Is it that at what stage can I claim something? Just walk us through. But let's go to Emmanuel. Okay. Efo is my countryman, so Efo Nama.
No, I'm not an ever, but I'm a Dangbe man.
You're a Dangbe man.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lingo.
I almost thought that you are the fool. Forgive me. But so let's talk about electrical wiring. What does the Energy Commission play in all the roles? If I'm buying a house, by this time I would have been finished wiring it already. If it's a finished home, it would have been finished already. What can you offer me that will be very beneficial to me? Or you're recommending that before we even build the house, we should come and be seeing you? Walk us through.
Okay, thank you very much, Amifa. So basically what we do, specifically Energy Commission wiring units, the law mandates us to certify electricians. That's to keep the register of electricians as well as electrical contractors who engage in electrical wiring internally. So thinking to build your house, it means probably you will wire, because you cannot live in a facility without electricity. And electricity passes through cable. Yes. So definitely you need an electrician. So the law says we should keep the register of electricians, as well as also the prime goal or the essential thing is to protect life and property. And this is a property. At the same time, the one who is going to use the property is a human being. It has to be protected. So as a regulator, we make sure that the cables you are going to use, let me say the wiring materials, cables and accessories, they have to meet at least the minimum standard approved by Ghana Standard Authority. Once again, the person who is going to do the wiring has to be certified by Energy Commission.
Okay.
They have to be a certified practitioner.
Okay.
So as a facility owner, you need to look up for this. And engaging an electrician, you need to ask whether truly the person is a certified electrician by Energy Commission. Okay. You can use our app, that Certified Electricians GH, to search for electricians if you have the intention to wire.
Okay.
Or even when you start your project, definitely you will need an electrician.
Okay.
Now, once again also, when you are done with the electrician is done, an inspector have to come and inspect the facility. Then, after inspecting, whatever the inspection and testing have gone on, the result will show whether the facility is good or not, the wiring. And it's based on the inspectors, just like I said, the results will tell you if it is good, then it is safe to be connected to the national grid.
Okay.
But before doing that, before going to UCG to request for your meters, probably you will need some certificates to prove that the facility have been wired by a certified electrician and also inspected by a certified inspector.
All right.
So we have these forms. We have Form A, which will be given by the electrician.
Okay.
Form B also by the electrician. It's a triplicate document.
Okay.
So the electrician have to give you two documents, original and then duplicates.
Okay.
Then the inspector also will give you a basic test schedule,
okay,
which is also a triplicate.
Okay.
We'll give you two of it, original and then duplicates.
Okay.
So you will pick the originals. That's what you will use to do your service application at ECG. Because when you get to ECG, they will ask you, where is your electrical wiring certificate? Normally they say the Energy Commission certificate.
Okay.
And then the duplicates, it is for you, the facility owner or the property owner. You need to have evidence of your wiring.
Okay.
That yes, it is safe, it is wired by this person. Okay. Should in case there is a problem, these people are traceable because they are there is a stamp on it, they have their name on it, their contact is on it. Okay. Even if you cannot trace their contact, and with the stamp on it, you walk into Energy Commission's office, we can give you their details.
Okay.
So these people are traceable.
Okay.
Now you can always get them.
Okay, so if an electrician come and maybe I don't have the app, will they have an ID card? Do they have any form of identity, or what kind of question can I ask them for me to be satisfied that this person is certified by the Energy Commission?
So basically, when we certify them, we give them ID card, certificate, and a stamp, and then this booklet.
Okay.
So if the person is not able to, give an evidence of any of this, probably with the app, we have an app just like I said.
Okay.
Personally, you can download the app and then you can search through, because every registered practitioner or certified practitioner is on the app.
Okay, that's quite safe to know. Let me go back to Johnson. Okay, sorry for my mic. I'll fix it a bit later. So, when I purchased the building and I've come to SIC that you insure it for me, do I get to choose the number of years, or you offer me the number of years that I can insure it? Is it monthly renewable? Is it expensive to insure? And what am I getting in return just in case the unfortunate happens?
Thank you, MFA. It will surprise you that it is very, very affordable to insure. Let me give you an example. And the rate is usually for a year. It's an annual rate.
Okay.
So if you are having a property worth, let's say 500,000, which is the old 5 billion, 500,000 Ghana cedis, you will only pay us 500 Ghana for the year.
Okay.
For a property worth 500,000, you pay 500 for the whole year.
Okay.
That is 0.1% of the cost.
Okay.
And you know the essence of insurance is to take this little money from a lot of people, so that in case something happens to you, we will come to your aid. So we don't expect that the 1,000 people who are contributing will all have a fire damage to their building. But when you have a problem, then we come to your aid. So it's not paid monthly or weekly. It is paid for the year, annually.
Okay.
And it is just a minute percentage of your value.
Okay.
So for 500,000, as I said, so if your building is 200,000, then you pay 200 for the year.
Okay.
You see, so if something happens to you, we don't expect anything to happen to you, but so in case something happens to your building, fire. The policy is called fire and allied perils.
Okay, I understand the fire. I don't
Fire,
understand the allied.
the allied perils are some consequentials that come about. It could be flooding, it could be lightning, it could be earthquake, anything that we don't expect to happen. If it happens and you are insured, you are covered.
Okay.
So
what does the "you're covered" mean? Is it that you're getting it? The SIC is going to build
you
it
are
back,
covered,
or you're covered
means
and
yes. You are covered means you have an insurance policy.
Okay.
So when we say you are covered, it means you are insured. That means any peril, anything that happens to you, you just go back to your insured.
Okay.
So the insurer will come in.
Okay.
So if let's say fire damage brings all the structure down, that means the 500,000 that you insure the property, we call it the sum insured. Okay. We have to give you back 500,000.
Okay.
You paid 500 Ghana to us, but you made us know that the value is 500,000.
Okay.
So in case the whole building goes down, we say you are covered because we will give you back the 500,000 so that you can get your building up.
Who does the valuation? Is it from SIC, or you accept the valuation from the property owner?
Yes, from the principal. We are saying that we want to believe you, utmost good faith.
Right.
So you come to tell us that maybe you bought a property from one of the firms here and it was worth 100,000 or it was worth 500,000. We believe you because that is what you are telling us.
Okay.
You see, so we sometimes partner you to do evaluation of the house. If at your request, then we can know or come to terms with what we are settling on.
Okay.
But utmost good faith tells us that once you tell us that the building is 800,000, we sign to that, and you pay a premium according to the value you give to us.
Okay.
And that is
Emmanuel, apart from the electricians being certified, I've seen that in our fridges, our air conditioners and all of that, they say we should conserve energy. What does that even mean?
Okay, so actually that's under energy efficiency.
Yeah.
It wasn't within my jurisdiction, but let me say so. So what we are saying is we need energy to do other things. Sure. We can't just be wasting them. Moreover, we are telling the public that if you are buying any fridge or any home appliance, you should look out for the yellow label. Okay. Yellow label with the stars on it. What the stars on it, what it means is that the more the stars, the better the energy efficiency.
Okay.
And it go a long way of also your pocket. You will not pay more for electricity. You pay less for electricity.
Okay. Now let's go back to what is your jurisdiction. The electricians, do you by chance train them?
Yes, so
they get training from outside and come for the certification at your
so those who have passed the exam, just like I said earlier, we give them their certificate, the stamp, the forms, and then their ID card. We organize training sessions for them, which they go periodically, which is also part of their upgrades, to make sure that they are up to date and then they are on current trends. But I want to say something with regards to your first question, because you asked that I wasn't able to, I haven't answered that. So with the facility being wired already, before you as a tenant or you're not going into it, to be sure of it, whether the wiring is safe or not, you need to ask of the certificate I said earlier, because there is a duplicate. So the property owner or the facility owner is able to give you that document. Since if the person is not a technical person to understand the contents of the text results, he can call in an inspector, a certified inspector, to look at it and see whether, yes, for your own safety, and then the property you are going to occupy, now is it okay or not? If it is not, you are not certified, you can call in or hire another certified inspector to do a thorough investigation once again, so that whatever you are going to occupy, it will be safe for you. At the same time, the property will also be safe, so that you can use electricity safely.
I totally understand. So apart from the electricians themselves being certified, you also looking at the documentation and getting the services of a professional. The Energy Commission itself, aside that, are you able to just randomly come for random checks, go to people's homes, see if they have done things according to the law?
Yes, please. Let me say so, because the law mandates us to do compliance monitoring. So we go out to do compliance monitoring. So far this year, we have been about, let me say, for Greater Accra head office, our operational areas, we cover Eastern, Volta, and then Greater Accra region. So far, we have visited about 14 districts. That's under the UCG jurisdiction. So we are still doing more, which is more than 100 facilities that we have visited.
It's quite understandable. Mr. Johnson, the conversation about insurance, I think I've focused it mostly on the building, and you have mentioned that you'd prefer that the building is insured. And so if there's an estate that would build from beginning to end, and we can estimate the value of the house that I want, and I know that it will be they'll finish building, say, after 5 years. I have the total value of it. I've paid it down, and I've asked the estate to build it up to the point that I want. Is there any form of policy or is there any form of insurance that I can get for that as well? The building has been built on paper. We're here to see the structure. Can I still insure that?
Basically, we want to see the structure before we put you on cover. But for the firm that is still building, for you have paid, so you are committed to the firm, estate firm. But it is also up to the firm to also come to us to get some covers for the work he is doing. So even for you, the homeowner, the building must be put up before we can cover it. But the firm can come in to get a lot of the other policies we have. They have, even for working, we have a lot of covers, as we said, even the staff, the personnel, those buildings. We have something called workman compensation for them. That is in case you are erecting something and then there is any damage or the staff gets injured, we cover them whilst they are on the job. But there is a group personal accident for them over the weekend. A lot of firms, the managerial staff are on group personal accident. So that that one covers you 24/7. Whether you are the weekend or any time after work, you are covered. But the workman compensation, it only covers the staff, the employees when they are on the job. So that one is not 24/7. Maybe you come to the office at 8 or the job at 8 and close at 5. That is when you are covered. So in case there is any injury or death, you are covered. So most of the time, the firm that is putting up the structure can come for erection or rigs, and the contractors or rigs. There are a lot of such policies for the firms, so that in case they are putting up the structures and there's any damage, earthquake or anything, then they will be compensated. But for the homeowner, you will only come in when your house has been completed and it's now been given to you. So now it is not in the domain of the builder. It's now in your domain. And I keep saying that once you are able to afford a house, the next thing is to quickly think about insurance, because you can't afford to let go of that $500,000 investment or whatever the value is.
Should my property be completely damaged before I will get some sort of...
No. No, there can be just, maybe it's a 4-bedroom house, there is a fire outbreak and it's only one part that got damaged. We get to know the value. As we said, there's some insured. From the beginning, you told us that the house is 500,000. So we know the number of bedrooms, the number of, so we can apportion the cost. If one side is damaged, then we can use the average principle. We can calculate and give you the value that will suffice for that part that is damaged. The whole house doesn't have to come down. If one part goes out or damaged, we are able to compensate.
It's quite refreshing to know that insurance is not that scary after all. So yeah, thank you so much for talking to us. Let me go to you finally. Please tell us the name of the app.
So the name of the app to look for electricians and inspectors is Certified Electrician GH.
Certified Electrician GH.
So you can get it on App Store or Play Store. And so far, we have certified electricians, both electricians and inspectors, about 16,000 plus. The whole nation. And maybe before we leave, I want to say this. The law also mandates that facilities that have been in use for 10 years, let's say a structure have been put and electricity have been connected to it, and it's on the day, from the day one that have been in use to 10 years, the law says that it has to be inspected and tested.
After 10 years?
After 10 years, it has to be inspected and tested. To ascertain the integrity of the wiring.
Who does this testing?
So it's certified electrical wiring inspector. I want to put a distinction between, there are two inspectors. We have certified electrical wiring professional inspector. In short, we call it PI. Then we have the certified electrical wiring inspector. In short, we call it WI. So the former one, that's the PI, they are mandated to do only inspections for new facilities that need just a supply. They are going for a supply. But if the facility have been connected to the grid already and they are using, just like I said, after 10 years, then it is the mandate of the certified electrical wiring inspector, that's the WI, to do that. So when you are looking for an inspector who have to do such job for you,
know
for
the
a period
one you are looking for.
So this basically what.
Thank you so much, Mr. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Mr.
You're welcome.
Do you have any final words?
Yes, MFA, the final words I want to tell the public that even an institution like Multimedia, we encourage you to come to us because we have a lot of products. We have a public liability policy that if you are open to the public and someone comes to Joy FM and gets injured on your premises, we will come in to support you.
Which
So-
we do, but if you're going to give my bosses a good discount, I'm sure they'll change their mind. Anyway,
they'll
thank
come
you
to
so
SIC.
much, sister. Thank you so much. All right, so that's it for today on Pulse. We came to you live from the Accra International Conference Center. I'd like to say a big thank you to Landmark Furniture. You would locate them on Spinktest Road. And a quick thank you as well to Elegant Homes, Safety Home Solutions. Think of door. We have it. G&J Technical Service, Deftraco Woodlands, DPS Pipes, Homeworld Building Supplies, Global Lighting, Superlock, Everlast UPVC Windows and Doors, Syntex Tank, Lesh Fortune Limited, Build Freeze Solar Hybrid Air Conditioners, DBS Roofing Industry, Virtual Security, Yoban Security Doors, Clifton Homes, and Tino Solutions. We are here up until the 2nd day of November, so do not miss out. There's so much here for you at the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. My name is Emefa Akosia Adeti.